channel, everyone. This is Donnie, and you're watching Diamond Painting by Donnie. Today, you are watching part 3 of the Diamond Dotz Freestyle how-to series. And what we're doing today is we're going to show you how to use their canvases that are pre-gridded with double-sided adhesive that just need diamonds put on them. And we're going to show you how to, well, I'm going to show you how to take your picture and make it into a diamond painting. So, the first thing is Diamond Dotz has 3 different size canvases that you can do this on. There's this really little one. They give you, on the size here, they give you the size of the actual piece of canvas. They're not giving you the drilling area, so you actually have to measure. This says that there's 2 each of 4x6 and 2 5x7s. So this 4x6 right here, that's 4 inches all the way across, but it is only 2 1/4 inches wide in the drilling area. So you need to make sure you're not using these numbers down here to go by when you're getting the materials for your project. So what I did was I took the largest that they had and I made sure to make my image fit that size. But this is the smallest, and then they have this size here, which is, it says 12 inches by 19 inches, but it is only, it's not 19 inches wide, or it's not 12 inches wide. It's actually only a little under 9 inches, but it is 12 inches from border to border. Well, almost, barely under. So you, like I said, you're going to want to use this dimension when figuring up your project. And then lastly, they have this large one, and it says that it's 19 inches by 39 inches. I'm going by centimeters just because that's what I'm used to when dealing with diamond paintings. And it comes to be that it is 40 inches, 40 centimeters wide. It is 90, it says 48 centimeters by 99 centimeters. So I know it's going to be at least 40 by probably 95, around there. But I don't have a 95 centimeter long project to do. What I did when I figured up the size is made it to where the one I'm going to do is about a 40 by 50. So the problem here is getting everything in the right steps, in the right order. So this is the one I'm going to be using right here. I'm going to put these back. Now, the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find your image and scan it to your computer. And what I did was I have purchased some images from Jelena, and I contacted her, and she made an exception because she normally doesn't allow this because I am charting it myself. But I'm taking the image that I had purchased from her, and I'm going to make that into a diamond painting, and it's going to be solely for my own purposes. I won't be selling it. I will be putting it on my wall, and that's where it will stay. So I will just give you a little bit of a peek of this because I don't want it to actually be taken, but it's called Charmed, and this is part of it. And it's super cute. I just loved it. And then there's like a little sister there. So it's got lots of purples and blues, my favorite colors, and it was perfect. So the first step after you scan it to your computer is you're going to want to get it into a program that turns pictures into cross stitches, which will work for diamond paintings as well, because it's the same thing. They use the same DMC codes. But I like to use a program called Easy Stitch. I think it's called Hold on. It is called Stitch Art Easy 4.0. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to run a clip that shows you how to use that program to make your picture into a diamond painting, and then I will come back and show you what to do next. Okay, so this is what it looks like when you first open up the program. And what you're going to do is, it's really simple, just like the program name of the program says. You're just, first of all, going to click on the wizard, and that helps you get your project started. You're going to browse your pictures, and you're going to find one that you want to use. Let's see if I can find a picture. Here's a picture of my mom's dog. I'm just going to use that. And the next thing you're going to do is you're going to crop it. You can crop it right here. See, let's make this bigger. So you can crop it. Say we just want this part right here. And go in like that a little bit more. Yeah, let's just do the doggy's face. Okay. So then you're going to click next. And there it is. That's the picture. So you're going to go over here, and you're going to decide how big it is. So you can either choose by stitch count or inches or centimeters. Now what I did was I went by centimeters, because I knew that the width, of my project is 40 centimeters. So I did centimeters, and I put 40 as the width, and I wanted to keep aspect ratio because I want to make sure that, well, I need to make sure that it's going to be the right size for the image I'm doing. So let's just type in 40 here. I hit tab, and that makes it so that it will be 40 in width, and it'll be 46.3 in height. And I can also sit here and go stitch count, and then I'll know how many wide it is and how many high it is. I don't know how that really is affected, because it doesn't really know how many stitches we have yet. So I'm just going to go back to centimeters. Okay. And here is where it says stitches per centimeter. We don't want 5.5 stitches per centimeter. For the diamond dot canvases, you want it to be 9 stitches per inch. So this is where you would change the units to inch so that you can make sure to get this as 9. So I put 9 in there, and I'm going to go back to centimeters to make sure it's still on 40. Yes, it is. So that makes it 3.5 stitches per centimeter. And then we're going to click on resize, and that just is, I don't know what that means, but it doesn't really matter. Next thing you're going to do, you just need to make sure you know it's 40 centimeters by 46.3 centimeters, or inches. If you want to switch it back to inches, you can do it to inches right there, and you know you've got your 9 stitches per inch. Next, I just keep it on DMC Thread Suite 1 because that's what I really go by. It doesn't have diamond dots on here, or else I would use that. So I'm just using DMC Thread Suite 1. If, you know, because this is meant for cross stitch, it's not meant for diamond painting, but because diamond painting is, you know, uses the DMC codes, it is perfectly suitable for this job. So let's keep it on that. Color substitute, I don't know what that really is. Visually, promptly, and roughly. Okay, you can see how it changes it. You want it to look visually as perfect as you can. So I keep it on visually, and I don't know why they want to reduce colors. You can do maximum colors of 30. I put in 50. on my last one, and it still only did 30. So I put 50 there. Reduce colors. It's not doing anything. But if you know what that means, go ahead and mess with it. This is just, I'm using the most basic parts that I know how to do. I don't know what dithering is, so I'm going to leave it where it is. And then I'm going to click on next. And here is where we have all our symbols. So because I put maximum 50, it could only come up with 41 different colors right here. So that would be the max color for that image, would be 41. Now, this is the color selected symbols that it has for you. I'm going to go ahead and leave it this way, but I chose to do it differently because of the symbols that I wanted to be able to visually look at and know what they are. So you can choose out of all of these symbols which ones you want. If you want to take something off, you just grab it and drag it over here. Take it and drag it over here, and then it keeps track over here how many you've got. So if you want to trade it out for another one, you just pick it up and drag it over, and it replaces it. So you can just add until you can't add anymore. See? It's got the 41. If you want random symbols, you just click on this button right here. And you can change the font of the symbols and, you know, mess around with it if you really want. I just wanted something basic just so I could get the diamond painting started. So that's the last step, and then you click on finish. And here is what it looks like at, zoomed all the way in. Let's, there's a way to zoom out. I can't remember. Oh, here it is. See, we're at 200%. We can go down all the way. So there's what it looks like, 20%, and so on and so forth. And you can see the symbols on there. So you can choose to print it out like this. There are different ways to do it here. Down here, you can click on this where it's just in black and white, and then the next one over will, let's see, what did it do? It changed some of them to a lighter color. And then this one is like mid-color darkness. And then the next one is, looks like that. It looks like it's a darker scheme. And then this one is like all colors, no symbols at all. And then the last one, I don't know what that does. It's not doing anything. But this takes all the grids and everything off. It just shows it pixelated. So I'm going to leave it on, I'm going to leave it on that one. But see that, okay, this one makes it where it takes away the grid. That one doesn't have the grid either, but it's like backwards. The colors are backwards. And that has no grid. Oh, this button right here puts the grid on or off. Okay, that's what that does. But seeing as you're just using it as a reference, I would leave it as whatever you can see as that's the best for you. Leaving the grid on will help a little bit because these canvases with the grids already on them, it's not perfect. You can't see. But they do have the grids on them, so you might want to leave it on there so you can see it better. And then this will just determine how dark you want to see the symbols. Or if you don't want symbols at all, but we don't want that. We want to see our symbols. So let's go in closer so we can see what looks best. That would kill my eyes. Yeah, that's nothing. Okay, so this looks like, this one right here with the color in the background looks like it would be the best. That has no color at all. This has slight color, and then that is mid color. And then that's dark color. Nope. Okay, so there we go. That's what I'm going to want it as. And over here is your key. Okay, so you can actually use this program as you're doing the diamond painting. You can uncheck all of these buttons and it will only highlight the ones you want to see. So I'm Xing out everything. And this might be helpful if you have a hard time keeping track of where your symbols are. So I'm just marking everything out so you can see that which symbols you need for. There's still a couple more symbols on here, so I'm going to click off these all until I can only see the one symbol on this page. I want to keep the arrow. There it is. So I'm taking all these off and just the arrow will show up. And so if I'm working in a square of this area, I know which ones I need to do of that particular symbol. It will make it a little bit easier. I, never even thought to do that myself. So if you want to use it on paper, you're not going to be able to do it this way. But if you want to use it on the computer to figure out where to place your drills because you're going to have a blank canvas, this might be helpful for you, or else there are other programs out there. And then if you want to just check them all, again, you click on that. So for now, we're going to click on that because we're going to need to print this out if you're going to want to do it off the paper. You can put these in order by code, which is the way it is right now, by going over here to threads. So we have it by code, which is this button right here. If we want to go by how many drills are needed in a particular color, you click on by count. And there's some colors here that only need one drill. You might actually reduce it by those colors. So I'm not sure how to do that. Or you can remove a thread. Maybe you can remove a thread. I don't know how you could do that, but you can still go back and change your symbols. You can replace colors. See here, you can go through and figure it out, do what you want, change a symbol or a color to a different color, and it will change it on the screen. There's a lot you can do with this to customize it. And you also can make these in order by color or by symbol, which is the way I like to do it because I like to do my symbols in numbers and letters only. So that is what I would do it by symbol. After I did everything I needed, when I'm getting ready to diamond paint, I'll do it by symbol. Yep, that's how I'll do it. There's other things here you can mess around with to do it the way you want, but we're just going to go from here. I've got this checked. Draw is not something I've used. I don't know what it's for, and I'm not messing with it. You can go back to view, and you can make this. This is the same buttons up here, it looks like. Yeah. These are the same buttons that are down here at the bottom. This tells you there's 41 colors. This tells you it's a 141 by 164. Okay, so that actually has the count. How many across? 141. And it's 164 going down. So there's 164 rows and 141 columns. And you'll need to know that number. And if you want to save it from here. And then you're going to want to preview and print. And when you do that, this doesn't matter, like I said, because of the fact that this is just for your reference. You're not going to be, if you were going to be placing it on the canvas and then covering it with your own adhesive, then it would matter, but we're not doing that. I have another video on part 2 that shows you how to do that. But for this, you're going to make sure you click schema and color table. If you just want your key, uncheck the schema and it will print out your key only. If you want both, click on both. And threads palette, I don't know what that is, but I imagine it will take a lot of paper to do that. Here is where you can make it where it prints the pages. Oh, it's your page setup. Never mind. I was thinking it was something else. So here is your printout for it. But all you got to do next is you can either preview, which it's going to be 10 pages. So here you can have 6 pages at a time next to each other, or you can have 4 pages. I just go 1 page at a time because I know how to set them up, and you'll see how to do that after I'm done with this part. But it's 10 pages because there's 9 pages are of the drilling area, and then the 10th page is your key. Let's get to it. There it is. So there's your key. So that is how you use this program. But from here you would click the print button and you're good to go. Easy as that. So I will let you get back to the video on how I do the rest. All right, so after you have your picture printed out, which it doesn't matter, it's not going to matter what size you have it printed out in, because of the fact that you're just going to use it as a reference, and you don't even have to print it out. You could use it on keep it on your computer and use it that way to keep track of where you are. I'm going to try it this way. If I don't like it, then I will be just taking the image from the computer onto my iPad and using another program to help me highlight it and all that stuff. But for now, I have my 9 pieces of paper that make up the printout. I did this because I have a Heaven and Earth's design that this is how they do it when they give it to you, because they come in pages like this, is they number the pages. So I have 1 through 9 here. And so I know what order and where they go is I put the number, the page number that's going to be right next to it. So on this side is going to be page 2. So that's where it goes. And see, on this side of page 2, I put page 1. At the bottom, page 4 is going to be what's down here. So page 1, 2, and 3. So there's 3 there. And here's page 3, where it has 3. And I forgot to write the numbers on here. So I can actually do that now to show you exactly what I did. If I find my pen. There it is. So this would be page 2, which is right next to it. And down below here is going to be page 6. So that way I know what comes next and where they should line up. So then there's page 1, 2, and 3. And then when we get to page 4, I have 4 down here on page 1. So that connects to this page right here where I have the 1, because this is page 1 here. But it's page 4. This is page 4 to connect it. And the next page over is page 5. And then down below, which I did not write that either, would be page 7. So 7's going to go right there. I didn't do that on this one either. So it's fairly simple to do this so that you can just keep track. I did it on that one, of which page you're on and where you should be and what page comes next. And if you're trying to look at what you've already done, you kind of need to know where you've been and where you're going. So that's why I like to have the printout. So that's the printout, these 9 pages. And it also gives you, well, you can choose what to print out for it. And lastly, I had my inventory sheet printed out. It's not really an inventory sheet. It is kind of, because you're going to need to know this so you know what drills to get. Now, I want to do it right away. So I didn't order from China. I decided to get the Diamond Dotz Freestyle because this is, all about the freestyle anyway. It is fairly expensive to do it like this because these are on sale right now for $1.50 if you order online. But they're normally $2 each. And I think what somebody said is there's approximately 2,000 in one of these bottles. So I went by that number to determine how many bottles I needed of each color, because it does tell you how many you're going to need total. So this is the only color right here that I'm going to need more than 2. And I need 3 of it. And then I need 2 of this color. And then everything else was just 1 bottle because it was under 2,000. So the next thing you're going to need to do, if you want to use the Diamond Dotz colors that they have, is you're going to need to take the DMC codes and translate it to Diamond Dot codes. Okay, now you're going to want to be very careful, because I ran into this and didn't realize it, but they do have a few colors that they're given to different, they have a few colors that are given to more than one number. Like number 160, DMC code 160, it is code 8148, but it's also 8108, and that is blue gray. And then again, Arctic gray is not only 8434, but it's also 8445. And you can see that here. I have it on both places. So I needed 8145, but I didn't need 8108. No big deal, okay? So that's great. But this project required me to have both 8445 and 8434, as you can see here. So there are 2 different colors on this scheme, on this color chart. So I went to Diamond Dotz USA on Etsy and ordered them from there, because of the fact that it was actually a slightly different shade than the 8434, which is 3072 from Diamond Dotz. Yeah, so I used one color shade from Diamond Dotz, and then the other one that I'm getting from Etsy will be the other shade. So it's a little, it was very complicated to me. It was confusing, and it took me a while to figure it out, because then again, I noticed that the Arctic Gray 8434, not that one, sorry, 8448 is also 8447. I ordered 8447, which is, see, this is where it was confusing. I ordered 8447, which is steel blue. And I only know that because I used their chart that I will link down below that gives you the name for each color, for each number. And when you order from Joann's, they don't list it by number, they only list it by color. So I had to go and translate not only the DMC code to the Diamond Dotz code, I also then had to take the Diamond Dotz code and find out what the name was. And you can do that with the chart that I have listed down here in the description box. And I had to take that name and then find it on Joann's website. Well, I was able to find 8447, which I thought it's because it said 8447 was the color steel. Well, when I picked them up, because I ordered them to pick them up so I could use a $10 off coupon, when I brought it home, it was actually not 8447, but 8448, which was frustrating because I just spent the money last night to buy that color as well off of Etsy. And I'm not sure how that's going to work out. The colors are really close. But it appears that 8447 and 8448, they call the same thing. But, well, they call 8447 steel, and then they call 8448 steel blue. So it's confusing because I thought I was ordering steel, which was 8447. And what they did was they sent me 8448, which was steel blue. I do need both colors for this project again. So Oh, it's complicated. But anyway, I have this one, even though I have it coming from Etsy as well. And I am using the DMC number for 8447, which is 413. And I pulled out some from my Diamond Art Club leftovers, but that's all I have. That is not going to be enough to cover the 754 that is required. So I might order more. I don't know. I've got to try and figure out what I'm going to do about that. But I don't want to wait for it to come from China, so I'm going to have to figure something out. I'll probably have to pay yet again a third order from Etsy. So that means I'm paying $10 in shipping for 3 colors. And yeah, that's ridiculous. I should have waited to order them until I knew exactly what I was getting from everything else, but I wanted to make sure it was coming at the same time. The stuff that I could not get in the store from Joann's was coming at the same time, because some of these I do not have because I had they were online only. They were not available in the store. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 colors that I am needing for this diamond painting that were not available in the store. And when you order online to ship to home, you have to order a minimum of 4 bottles. You can't just order 1 bottle of each color. So that gets really spendy. But thank goodness one of the colors I do need 3 bottles, so it's going to be okay for that one. But all the other ones, I'm going to have a bunch of leftovers, which isn't bad. But still, I would rather not have to buy extra when I didn't need them. It would just be nice if I actually had all my leftovers put away so that I could possibly not even need to buy more, because I'm sure I have every single color possible in plenty. So anyway, that's what you do next. You gather up your drills. I'm going to go ahead and start this project because I have most of the colors, but that way it gives you an idea and shows you how to do it, and that way you can get started on it if it is something that you are looking to do. Sorry about all the rambling. Yeah, let's move forward. All right, so you can also get the sheet that converts the file that converts the DMC, the diamond dot numbers to DMC numbers. And it does work backwards too. And when it's on the computer, all I did was Control F. I typed in the number that I was looking for, the DMC number, and it was able to find it on here, and I didn't have to sit here scrolling through trying to find it. So that's how I went through and took all these DMC numbers and gave them the diamond dot numbers. But what I probably do need to do is go back through to determine how many of them are duplicates and how many of them actually have, I don't know how many of these colors, these numbers that they've given, are actually given to more than one. Because, let me look here. 8447, see, it's different on here. 8447 is a different color than 8448. So I don't know if that chart that has the names given to them is wrong, or if it's just old or outdated. I know somebody did it themselves. Maybe it was just human error. I don't know, but I need to make sure to go over it to make sure I'm not messing up the colors, because this is going to cost me a lot of money in the end, and I do not want to be sticking colors on there that don't go. So I would use this as a guide. This is more accurate than the other one. Is the other chart that shows you the names of the colors. That's the one where I'm finding some mess ups. This comes from Needle Art World. But somebody was saying that they noticed that some of the numbers weren't on here. I'm not sure about that because I have found every single one so far. So I could write in the color on here, but I only did it on these ones where they have used the same number twice, like 8445 and 8434, how they use the same color name on both of those. So that's another project for another day. but I will probably end up doing that before I start on this, just because I do have two different colors that have basically a color in limbo. All right, so that's the paperwork part of it. And I'll be right back and we will get to the next step. All right, now this is the type of project you're probably not going to need a light pad for, because you don't need to see symbols. It's just the chart itself, the grid, and that's it. So I'm going to open this up, and I think I need to actually do some counting real quick, because I wanted to make sure I had this wide enough, because it was really close, because I thought I had printed the chart out the size that this should be, but it is a little big, and I found that out by counting how many were needed and made sure I have enough going across. Now, I need 141 across, and this has 142, so it was very, very precise. And I don't need to count on the chart. I just need to count on here. And I tried looking. I think you can see the 10s going down better than you can crossways. Because look, you can see this. It doesn't have a dark line just every 10. It seems to have them in sporadic places. I don't understand that. It should be every 10, but it's not. But going down the side here, it looks like it is. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, so it'll be a lot easier to figure out how many rows going down. So all I need to do is look on my very bottom sheet, and it shows that I need 175 to make it long enough. And so that means I need 17 and a half of these squares of 10. So we've got, make sure this is a full 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yes, okay. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and a half. So I think cutting it off, giving it 5 rows leeway should be good. So about here is where I'm going to cut it. Make sure I'm not cutting the wrong thing. Okay. So let's get this cut, because this is one long canvas. You can do several different ones on this. This would be perfect for several 30 by 40s or a couple of 40 by 50s. And I believe this costs, I see, I have some receipts here. I don't know. I don't have it. I don't ever seem to have the one I need. But I will actually, by the end of this project, I will go ahead and calculate up exactly how much it costs for me to do this one diamond painting. It's not going to be cheap, but if you have an image that you just cannot get somebody to do for you because they say it's too blurry or this or that, you know, this would be the perfect thing, you know, perfect way for you to get that custom that you really want, that you just cannot get any place to do for you. Okay. All right, here we go. I'm going to cut along the dark line. Doesn't really matter if it's perfect, because this line is not going to be drilled on. It's not going to be used for anything but a border. And there we go. So now I have my canvas. Let me pull you up just a little bit. There, now we can see a little bit better. And post band around this. Okay, so I'm actually able to start diamond painting right now. I'm not going to use this furthest right column because, well, actually, is this a full 10? I don't know. It's 142, so there are 2 extra lines, and it just doesn't seem like there's 2 anywhere. That's off. So I'm not going to use this last line because that is the 142nd column, and I only need 141. And basically this is ready to go. It's ready to be diamond painted on. You can change out your cover for parchment or the opaque sheets. At this point, you don't need to leave this covering on. It is, of course, your decision. But that's basically all there is to it. The biggest part of this is, you know, making the image into a diamond painting, and then making sure that the colors that you get are the colors that you want for that image. I mean, you can change the colors to whatever you want on that program too. It's up to you. It's completely up to you. And I might just take my powder tool to de-stickify this edge here, but I'll probably just end up putting washi tape over it. Since I'm not going to have excess sticky anywhere except for this one row at the top. And again, the 5 rows down here. I probably should have left a little bit more room now that I'm seeing this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only have a very small border here. But you live and you learn. I probably should have given it an extra 10 rows. But I didn't really want to waste the grid for the next project. And there we go. There, now I've got a perfectly flat canvas. I want to start off at the bottom right-hand corner, which is completely backward from the way the charts are printed out. I probably could have printed them out where the bottom had the full sheets and the top had the partials, but I didn't. And since I don't need a light pad, it's going to be a lot easier to move this around. But I do like to have something that I can clip it onto because it may move around a lot, especially because I like to use multi-placers. So let's go ahead and just start so you can see how the process goes. I'm going to take my last page, my 9th piece of paper. If I can grab it. And here we are. It's good to have a highlighter as well. I don't have one in here. I do have some Sharpies that, well, they're not really Sharpies, but I have a pink marker I will use to keep track of where I've been. But see, I don't have anything kitted up. I have to go use my chart to see what letter T is, because these all have numbers on them, and that's what I have to go by. So T is, man, I can reprint this as well so that they're in, because I chose the symbols to be numbers and letters, because that's how I like to do it. And I should have done it, I did it in code numerical so I could dig them up easier, but now I think I'm going to reprint it so that I have them in symbol order. One thing I did want to mention, this number 806, I could not find it. And that is because I looked on the DMC chart. 806 was renumbered to 3760. So if you ever have that issue where you come across and can't find 806, that's why they renumbered it. I don't know why. Maybe because of the fact that 806 turned around is 908, and there might be a 908. That just could be. That's just my guess. So I need number 8441 because that's the T. I'm having to guess where everything is. I'm going to have to put these in some kind of order because there are 30 colors. And I'm going to probably need to put them in numerical order because these are just the ones I just got in. Let's see. Do I even have 8441 yet? Yeah, I do. It's a gray color, but it's not here. Let's see. I have... Oh, it's heavy. I have some in here. These are the ones I ordered that I have not opened yet. And it's not there. These are the ones that came in packs of 4. So it's not in those. And then I got this nice box, but I thought it would be big enough, but it's not. And I have a bunch more in here. That's 8442. And so, yeah, this is going to be a problem. I'm going to need to do a little bit more organization. Okay, here's 8441 so that I can find everything. So this is just the very first number. It has not been opened yet. I found the easiest way to get these open are to take an X-Acto knife and run it along because it's tape. And I want to keep the label on it. So I am just running the blade along here to cut the tape and keeping my fingers out of the way. See, because that would have been dangerous. And then you can just screw it off. And I only need one. So I'm just going to pull one out. This is like not realistic, but after this color, we have some more. But I'm not going to not place the very first drill that is on here. Let me use this one. Okay, so let me get my drill here. And that way we also know where the grid starts. So it's going to, let's go in further. Since I had cut off at the 5 extras, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down and 1 over because I'm skipping that entire right hand. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 over. So there is our first drill. It goes in that spot. That's going to be my bottom right hand corner. And then I can also place my washi tape a little easier now that I kind of can see where it starts. So that's the only T in this entire square for this entire page. So let's do number 5, which is 8425. It's another, it's that one color here. This one right here. The ugliest color. It's a brown. And I know it's not open because I just picked it up today. Well, I had Jim pick it up because I am staying quarantined with my daughters. I had my grandkids today for a little bit. Well, I had my grandson. He spent the night last night. And then when Ayla came to pick him up, I got to see my granddaughter again. All right. So there we go. It's open. Let's pour a few in because we do actually have a few that we need to do. And we're going to go So this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. But I need to skip one because there's an X that goes there. I'm not going to be using any multiplacers right now. So I need to place 15 of these next to each other. So this is, for anyone interested in doing a very large diamond painting from a cross-stitch pattern, they have the heaven and earth designs that are done this exact way. But when I ordered my Heaven and Earth design, Diamond Dotz didn't have the Freestyle, so I had to order my canvas from China, and it was extremely large because Heaven and Earth designs are very detailed. And I started off doing it this way, but because they have a lot of confetti, it was really hard for me to keep track of where I was, and I was taking a really long time to get anything done. So I decided to put my pattern on the canvas and then put my own sticky on top of that. So I do have a playlist that shows me doing that. If you want to watch that up here, I will link it here in the eye up in the corner. But this is just a little bit different because I am not putting it on the canvas. I am going to do it, I'm going to try to do it from the pattern itself and make life a little easier for myself, because there is a bit more color blocking in this image than there is on my other one. All right, how many did I do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 9 and 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then I have to go up some. Now, what I wanted to do is check the mesh ruler. Okay, these are, I actually found these in one of my boxes. These were the very first mesh rulers I bought for round. I'm not sure the size. I don't even know if they're both the same size. Yes, they are both the same size. I'm not sure if these are a 140 or a 141, but I'm going to check the size on this canvas to see if they fit. So you will know, for those people that were curious, if the mesh rulers were going to fit. Now that I got some placed down, let's see. Oh yeah, it seems to fit perfectly, whatever size this is. I will have to lay it on my Diamond Art Club canvas to see, because I know Diamond Art Club, well actually no, this is a 140 right here. So let me compare this with this to see if it matches up. It's a 140. If not, it's a 141. All right, these do not line up on top of each other. You can see they're starting to cross over. They line up at first, but then they don't stay aligned. Well, wait a minute. Let me get it perfect. No, yeah. It's starting to overlap over here on the very right-hand part. I know it's going to have a hard time focusing because this is, see how that it's not staying lined up here right underneath my thumb. So that tells me that these tiny ones I have are 141. So a 141 mesh ruler will fit on the Diamond Dot canvases that they, the Freestyle canvases. Okay, I'll do that later. So there it is in a nutshell. That is how you will do your freestyle, putting a picture onto a canvas, and I will update you with how this turns out after it is done. I do have my other one finished that I did from the pattern in the book after I finally got the colors, and this is how it turned out. I still have the washi tape on the edges, but I have not sealed this or anything. I haven't even cleaned it yet, but look at how sparkly that is. Oh my gosh, it's like crazy. Some of these drills are not diamond dots, like the black, and I do believe the dark blue. I used my own colors because I have a ton of 310 leftovers. I have a big bottle of it anyway, so I didn't figure I needed to buy black ones when I already had them. But it's super shiny. I mean, look at that. I mean, that is just so glitzy. And that is with no sealant. That is not cleaning it. And I do have some little, wax boogers on here I need to clean up. But the one downside of this, doing it this way, when you put your printout underneath the sticky part, is you can see the grids. You can see the grid lines between the rounds. Now, if you wanted to do this in square, I'm not sure how well square drills will fit on these. I don't have any square drills right next to me, so maybe I'll have to test that another time. But because this is a round, you can see in between the gaps, and so you're going to see the lines from the grid that was on here. And that's going to happen even if you just do it on the pre-gridded paper. You're going to be able to see those grids through here. In fact, I'm going to probably see them through here as well. And it just depends on how it turns out, whether or not I want to do that again, because like I said, these kits are not cheap. But on this one, this was a plain canvas. This was not a gridded canvas. I took and made this myself with their blank canvas. And if you want to know how I did this, watch part 2. Or was that part 1? Anyway, it'll be up here in the eye. And then you can see how this was done. And yeah, that was part 2. In part 1, I made this out of Freestyle. Out of the smaller one, I just traced and made this. So if you want to see that, you can click the eye and it'll be up there as well. Up there. That'll be part 1. And this is done in some AB drills. And I'm thinking of actually replacing some of my drills for this with ABs. Like the white, the 5200 that I have. There's not a lot that are needed, so I might just change those out. But this is the color, it's B5200. So the white would be the perfect match. The only difference is that it's going to have AB coating on it. All right, so that's it for this video. I hope it's helped somebody or it's inspired somebody. It really isn't as difficult as I may have made it sound. It just takes time. The difficult part was realizing that they had duplicate names for different numbers, and that made it hard to order the color I needed. So if somebody knows of the numbers that they should be, or the color names that they should be, I would really love to hear about it, because I don't want to mess this up. I don't want to make it where the colors don't blend right or whatnot. So please let me know if you know the answer. You can let me know down in the comments section down below, or you can email me at diamondpaintingbydonnie@gmail.com. So thank you very much, everyone, for watching and sticking with me on this little adventure I've been doing with the Diamond Dotz Freestyle. And this has been all my own money. I have not been paid to do any of this, and I have not been supplied any of these parts or pieces by Diamond Dotz or Leisure Arts or anyone else to do it. This is something I wanted to do on my own, and something I have paid for all on my own. So if you want to donate to the channel to help with supplies like this, on giving you videos to show, you can click the button on my About info, my About tab. There is a button down there that you can click on, or I think it's just my PayPal button, which is the same email address that I just gave. So it's not required. It's just for people who do ask how they can help. that you send friends and family, and then we won't get charged a fee, and it helps me to be able to just purchase more stuff to show you guys and to help you figure out whether or not it's something you want to invest your money into. It also helps me and my channel a great deal if you could hit that like button, the up arrow up button, or the down button. Up or down thumbs, one way or the other. Just lets me know you have watched it and whether you like the content or not. Thank you again for watching, everybody. I will see you in my next video. Have fun diamond painting, and don't forget to always sparkle wherever you go and whatever you do. Take care, everyone. Bye.